Scrub-a-dub-dub, what's in the tub, what's going on my scrubscribers? Ace here, and I am here for the round 6 team builder of the CCL. And now my team, the Alabasta Arcanines, will be taking on Weezings' team, the young Canalave Carnivines. And my team is currently 5-0, so we are going for our 6-0 record here against Weezings' team. Now, Weezings' team is absolutely terrifying, as you guys can see it down there in the bottom right hand with the young shuffle sprites there. He is packing the Latios, the Manaphy, the Mega Pinsir or regular Pinsir, because Pinsir gets World Breaker and it's scary and it can do lots of scary things to my team. And the Shaman, the Nidoqueen, Registeel, Emboar, fuck Emboar to be honest, Sneasel, Kecleon, fuck that Montu, Zebstrika, Clefairy, and Ditto. Now, realistically, to beat Weezings' team, I need to have answers for the Latios. Realistically, as you guys can see up with my team, it's realistically going to be probably my own Latios. They're just because like Lotties in this league format and Dragons in general are very good in this format, as well as Fairies. But realistically, I didn't think Mr. Mime is a great matchup just because a lot of his team kind of takes advantage of Mr. Mime. So I decided not to end up bringing that, and I'm just going to bring Lonnie kind of to match up for that, as well as Blastoise bulking enough to kind of tank hits from that. And then we also have I have to have answers for Manaphy and Mega Pinsir and Shaman, respectively, just because. Oh, and actually Emboar as well. Add Emboar in there. Don't forget Emboar. Emboar is a fucking savage. Realistically, the setup on Manaphy and Pinsir are terrifying, and then Shaman is just so powerful with the Seed Flare, and it's kind of just pretty good coverage overall. Is pretty scary, as well as Nidoqueen has pretty good coverage as well. So I have to have answers for those mons. So I felt, you know, the biggest thing that Weezings' team, like realistically, that he has to bring against me is he has to bring an answer for Volt Switch Raikou. So it could either be the Zebstrika or the Nidoqueen, just to kind of answer for that, just because they are immunities to that. But even though I know he's gonna bring answers for it, I'm still gonna bring it because it still brings matchup problems to his team. Manaphy doesn't like it, Pinsir doesn't like it, Shadow Ball means Lottie doesn't like it, Extra Sensory means Nidoqueen, like, still isn't a great matchup against it, and Emboar either. And then it hits so hard against, like, everything on there. So, like, there's no reason for me not to bring it, especially since it's so fast, it does outspeed the Lottie. So, like, free Shadow Ball, Choice Specs, right there, just blowing him back. SS is gonna go in. And next on there, I felt, because he has, like I said, the Manaphy, the Mega Pinsir, and the Shaman there, I had to bring something kind of to answer for those. And you guys know that I love Mega Blastoise, but this week we are actually bringing the Assault Vest Blastoise with Mirror Coat Counter, Scald, and Dragon Tail. Realistically, I felt Mirror Coat Counter was good against, because Tail Glow, Manaphy, Energy Ball, so +3 Energy Ball basically, hits Blastoise with the Assault Vest for about 70%. I can Mirror Coat that back and absolutely obliterate his life. Or if he brings in the Emboar, which I really don't expect because it's not a great matchup for Emboar, especially if I'm Mega, and I don't really think he'll want to risk that. Wild Charge won't kill me, and I can absolutely obliterate him with a counter. And Scald, like, even if he like anticipates it and goes for like Scald or something like he did against Demon there, I do have my own Scald and Dragon Tail. Now Dragon Tail I thought of just because I felt the Registeel was a common swap-in, like against my Mon, or against War Turtle specifically, just because like it's so specially defensive. Even like an Aura Spear from a Mega Blastoise isn't going to do too much. Like he does like 25% and then he gets leftovers recovery. So like basically I'm losing the War of Attrition because he'll Toxic me or Teal Wave me and I'll be in a bad position against him. So I felt Dragon Tail was kind of safe because like he's going to swap that Mon in, I Dragon Tail it back out and I get a better matchup. Maybe bring out the Emboar and then he'll want to swap out and like rinse repeat. I'm in a good position there. And like, you know, Calm, max special defense, max HP, and then just a little bit in special attack because why not? Now I decided to run the Calm nature over like say like a minus speed nature because Blastoise actually outspeeds like Emboar naturally. So I didn't want to like hurt myself in that situation because if he's not Scarfed, I actually outspeed with Blastoise, which is one of my biggest counters to Emboar, which is like a big problem for my team. So I felt, you know, let's just run minus attack nature because Dragon Tail is really more for the matchup than it is for the damage, because realistically Dragon Tail is going to do probably 2% more to Registeel, which isn't really like isn't that much like in like retrospect, because he'll probably leftovers that off anyway. So I was like, okay, you know, that's not really something that I'm worried about there. Let me just run the Calm Nature there. Now, I called this thing Speed Tie, young Latias, because I am running the max speed, max special attack, because the best answer probably for Weezings Lottie is my own Lottie trying to get just Draco off or Ice Beam, respectively, if I, like, whatever percentage he's at. And I ran the Haban Berry here just because that is the Dragon Super Effectiveness Berry, if you guys don't know that. It actually halves the damage taken from super effective dragon type attacks. So that allows me to take a Draco from Latias pretty easily and just get off my own Draco and blow him back. Now I decided on the Haban Berry because Ice Beam actually doesn't have, like on a Latios Life Orb, doesn't take me out actually. I think it's actually a roll, it might take me out, and if he crits, he'll definitely take me out. But the Draco Meteor from Life Orb actually does take me out, regardless of like if I was max HP, max special defense. So I decided to run, you know, max speed, max special attack, so that I can kill him, and I have the Haban Berry to live the Draco, even if it's Life Orb. So then I'm in a really good position there. And yeah, I think that, like that overall is good. So then next I have the Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Psy Shock, respectively, just to cover things. So Pinsir and Manaphy don't appreciate Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, in case like I feel one of those two, like if Pinsir's out against me, and then Nidoqueen is a possible swap in, knowing that I have Thunderbolt, Ice Beams there, and then Psy Shock also respectively for Nidoqueen and the Emboar, because that like it's just good coverage overall. That's what Lotties do. They have great coverage, and then they drop Dracos on your face. That really hurt. So next, moving on to young Tommy here, we have the max HP, max special, or max physical defense, basically check for Mega Pinsir and then a little bit of Emboar, just because Emboar and Mega Pinsir are real problems for my team, and like I can get off a Will-O-Wisp against Mega Pinsir, even though it does get Facade, and I see beasting around that. I don't want Quick Attack being boosted by his Area Late and not getting punished by a Will-O-Wisp. Because if he just gets off free priority quick attacks there, that's not something that I really like to happen. And Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, just like standard moves on Rotom there. Switch Initiative, and then like hit Manaphy basically, and then Pain Split just because like he has a couple walls. And Nidoqueen, the Shaman's a possible wall. Manaphy is a possible wall. He has a couple of possible walls, basically, and I can realistically see those swapping in against my wall, and after I take like a hit from an Emboar or Mega Pinsir, I want to get that recovery off, because leftovers only recover so much, so getting like a Pain Split off and then getting the leftovers recovery is really, really nice. And next, we're going into the Monster Zone over here with your Bay, because Weezing loves Excadrill so much, he calls it his Bay in the League format, so I just had to kind of call it that. So I am running the Choice Scarf Mold Breaker because it allows me just to hit everything with Earthquakes, basically. I mean, this thing doesn't have many great swap-ins. Obviously, the Shaman's there, but I do run the Excadrill for that. Mega Pinsir, obviously a Flying type, so I have the Rock Slide there, and then Iron Head, stab and decent damage, and it hits the Clefairy. I don't realistically expect him to bring the Clefairy, because realistically I think Zebstrika and Clefairy are two mons that he won't bring, because those are more Slayer's mons than his mons. And like I just realistically don't expect him to bring like those mons at all. But if he does, I do have coverage for them. Just like in League format, you should always have coverage for everything, so you don't get blown back by like random Calm Mind Clefairy. Because if I didn't pack Iron Head and I put like Brick on there, then I would get I could get blown back. Well, probably not, because I have this thing right here, but, you know, either way, I'm just saying, like, good coverage overall is intelligent here. Now, I decided to run it Jolly with Choice Scarf, and then this allows me just enough to outspeed Choice Scarf, Nidoqueen, because he could run Choice Scarf Lottie, but then he would outspeed me regardless if I was Choice Scarf. So I just decided to go for the next best thing, and outspeed that. Just because I know that, like, I'm not going to outspeed Choice Scarf Latios anyway, so I might as well just invest in some HP and allow myself to live a couple of hits that, like, priority or anything that he whips out of his, like, his team that would scare the crap out of me, like Aqua Jet Manaphy. Could happen. But, you know, just getting the extra HP in there allows me to live an extra turn, possibly get off another Earthquake or something. Now, next we have young Munchin, the Durant here. This thing is an absolute monster, and, some of you may think it's odd that I'm bringing two kind of monstrous mons like this. I did this last season, and I'm gonna do this season. I feel when I have monsters like this, there's no reason for me not to bring them if they don't, like, if my opponent's team don't match well against them. Just because, like, this thing basically forces out Emboar. Because, like, Superpower hits the Registeel for, like, almost all of its health, maybe, like, 70%, unless he's running, like, Choppleberry, but then, like, he's not running something for Earthquake, and, like, or, yeah, then, yeah, like, then other things blow him back, basically. So this creates another matchup problem, and then X Scissor blows back Shaman, the Latios, Crunch covers that as well if he has, like, the Tanga Berry, I think it is, for X Scissor, or for that, and then Iron Head just stab, and if anything, like, if I have to lock myself into a move, Iron Head's not a bad move to lock myself into. It has a possibility of flinching, and it's decent power overall, and yeah. So I felt this team pretty well puts us in a good position to take our 6th win. And you guys can let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think that I missed. If you know, if you guys think it's silly for me to run a nature that is minus attack when I'm running Dragon Tail, you can let me know and tell me what you guys think. But yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Make sure to check out everybody else's content. I know their battle actually went up before ours and everything, and their team builders and everything. But you guys should definitely check out everything from them. They're great battlers. Just because I am the only battler that has a perfect record right now does not mean that I am, like, the only person that you should watch. All of those other battlers, Weezing, Wyatt, Kendra, Lee, like, right inside that, like, top 5 plethora, are definitely right inside that zone where those guys can definitely, like, take over and push me out of, like, playoff contention. So you definitely should check out everybody in the league, which are all linked down in the description, and watch all of our series there, just so you guys can kind of follow along and kind of see the development of the league there for us. We'd really appreciate that, guys. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to me, the other people, and the CCL. And yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.